Good day everyone, I am Renz Reyes and I am here to discuss Chapter 4, Consolidated Financial Statement Part 1 of Accounting for Business Combination. On the past chapters, it contains goodwill and how to find it. But in this chapter, it is more than the goodwill. First, let's know what are the learning objectives on this chapter. The learning objectives. Number 1 is state the elements of control. Number 2, prepare consolidated financial statement at the acquisition date. And number 3, prepare consolidated financial statements at the subsequent date. So, introduction. Consolidated financial statement. The consolidated financial statement is the financial statements of a group in which the assets, liabilities, equity, income, expenses, and cash flows of the parent and its subsidiaries are presented as those of a single economic entity. So, next naman is yung group. Yung group naman is a parent and its subsidiaries. Yun. Napag-aralan din na naman namin ito nung first sem na, yun nga, yung group meron siyang parent, tsaka meron siyang subsidiary. So, yung parent naman, meron siyang control sa one or more entity. Tapos, yung subsidiary naman is nakakontrol siya by another entity. Ayan, so sinasabi naman dito sa next slide, lahat daw ng parent na entity ay nire-required na mag-prepare ng Conso FS except pag number 1, parent is exempt from presenting consolidated financial statements if A, it is a subsidiary of another entity, whether wholly owned or partially owned, and all its other owners do not object to its non-presentation of Conso FS. So, yung B naman is, its debt or equity instruments are not traded in a public market or being processed for such purpose. So, bawal yun yung natinetrade siya sa public market. Tsaka, letter C is, its ultimate or any intermediate parent produces consolidated financial statements that are available for public use and comply with PFRS. So, bawal din yun yung ginagamit siya as public use. Tsaka, nagko-comply sa PFRS. So, post-employment benefit plans or other long-term employee benefit plans to which past 19 applies. So, ito naman yung next, yung control. Yung control, kagaya dun sa Chapter 1, na-discuss din yung control sa Chapter 1 kung sino lang yung pwedeng mag-vote, may voting rights, ganon. Dito din sa Chapter 4, meron din control. So, yung control, it is the basis for consolidation. PFRS 10 requires an investor to determine whether it is a parent by assessing whether it's control the investee. So, ano ba yung control of an investee? Yung control of an investee is an investor controls an investee when the investor is exposed or has the rights to variable returns from its involvement with the investee and has the ability to affect those returns through its power over the investee. So, ganun lang kung meron ba siyang rights, may control, ganun. So, control exists if the investor has all the followings. Ito yung pwede mong gawing guide para malaman mo kung nag-exist ba yung control. Yung letter A is power over the investee. Meron kang power over the investee. B, exposure or rights to variable returns from the investee. And letter C, ability to affect returns through use of the power. So, example dyan is, ABC Co. holds 70% of the voting shares of Alphabets IE Incorporation. XYZ Incorporation, the former majority owner of Alphabets, holds 10% of the voting shares of Alphabets but retains its power to appoint the majority of the board of directors of Alphabets. The other 20% is held by various shareholders holding shares of 1% or less. Decisions about the relevant activities of Alphabets require the approval of a majority of votes cast at the relevant shareholders meeting. 75% of voting rights of the investee have been cast at recent relevant shareholding meeting. So, alin yung corporation na may control dito? ABC ba or XYZ? So, Sa tingin ko, walang may control sa Alphabets Corporation, whether it is ABC Incorporation or XYZ Incorporation. Walang may control sa kanila. So, next naman is yung, ito na yung power. Ano ba yung power? Yung power, it is an investor has power over an investee. Yun yan, yung andito din sa power, sa control kanina. Yung power has a power over an investee when investor has existing rights is the current ability to direct the investee's relevant activities. So, ano yung mga examples of rights that can give an investor power? So, ito yon. A, yung may voting rights. Napag-aralan yun sa chapter 1, yung voting rights. B, right to appoint or remove members of the investee's key management, personnel, or another entity that directs the relevant activities of the investee. And C, rights to direct the investee to enter into the transaction for the benefit of the investor, and letter D, other decision-making rights that give the investor the ability to direct the investee's relevant activities. Ito naman is yung measurement. Measurement under nyo is income and expenses. Income and expenses of the subsidiary are based on the amounts of the assets and liabilities recognized in the consolidated financial statements at the acquisition date. Yan. Familiar na sa atin yung measurement in subsidiary kasi pag-aralan na namin yan last sem, yung mga investment in subsidiary. Ganyan. So, ito naman, measurement in subsidiary. It is accounted for the parent separate financial statements, either A at cost, B in accordance with PFRS 9, or C using the equity method. So, yung other nito is measurement at cost, measurement in accordance with PFRS 9, and measurement using the equity method. So, yan. Yung measurement at cost, ano siya? The investment in subsidiary is initially measured equal to the value assigned to the consideration transferred at the acquisition date, and subsequently measured at that amount unless the investment becomes impaired. Pala yun. Tapos yung measurement in accordance with PFRS 9 naman. Investment in subsidiary, katulad din siya nung sa at cost, initially measured din siya, pero equal to the value assigned to the consideration transferred at the acquisition date and subsequently measured at fair value naman. Yung at cost naman, measured at that amount unless the investment becomes impaired. Yung measurement using the equity method naman, ganun din siya. Initially measured, pero subsequently increase or decrease for the investor share in the changes in the investee's equity. So, yun. Ang next naman natin is yung NCI. Siyempre, sa goodwill, gamit na gamit natin yan yung NCI. Parang ito yung pinaka-favorite kong gamitin sa goodwill. Pinaka-favorite kong step. Yung kunin ng NCI ng goodwill. NCI ng goodwill. So, ano nga ba yung NCI or the non-controlling interest? NCI in the net assets of the subsidiary. NCI in the net asset is presented in the consolidated statement of financial position within equity separately from the equity of the owners of the parents. NCI in the net assets of the subsidiary consists of A, the amount determined in the acquisition date using the PFRS 3, and B, the NCI shares of changes in equity since the acquisition date. So, paano naman yung NCI in profit or loss and sa comprehensive income? So, the profit or loss and each component of the other comprehensive income or the OCI in the consolidated statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are attributed to the following. Number 1, owners of the parent, and number 2, the non-controlling interest. So, the total comprehensive income is attributed to the owners of the parent, to the NCI, even if this result in the non-controlling interest having a deficit balance. So, paano nga ba tayo nagpe-prepare ng Consa-FS? Nagpe-prepare tayo ng Consa-FS by combining the financial statement of the parent and the subsidiary, line by adding together similar items of asset, liabilities, equity, and income and expenses. Ito naman is yung consolidation at the date of acquisition. Yan, ito yung nasa learning objectives natin. Consolidation at date of acquisition. The consolidation excuse me, procedures at the acquisition date are simple because only the statements of the financial position of the combining entities are consolidated. The consolidation involves the following step. Number 1, eliminate the investment in subsidiary account. This requires A. Measuring the identifiable asset acquired and liabilities assumed in the business combination at their acquisition date fair values. B. Recognizing the goodwill from the business combination. C. Eliminating the subsidiaries pre-combination equity accounts and replacing them with non-controlling interests. And D. And number 2, add line by line similar items of the asset and liabilities of the combining entities. The subsidiaries asset and liabilities are included in the consolidation financial statements at 100% of their amounts irrespective of the interest acquired by the parent. So, lagi nating tatandaan na laging i-eliminate yung investment in subsidiary kapag meron sa given, or lagi naman siya meron sa given basta consolidated at date of acquisition. Kaya lagi natin siyang i-eliminate. So, ano nga ba yung steps para makuha natin yung cons FS? So, step 1 is analysis of subsidiaries net assets. Step 2, goodwill computation. Step 3, non-controlling interest in net asset. Step 4, consolidated retained earnings. And step 5, consolidated profit or loss. Kung galing ka sa goodwill, parang mapibigla ka na, ay, grabe, ang daming steps na gagawin dito sa chapter 4. Ang daming steps, parang ang daming nakakabaliw, ganyan. Pero pag napag-aralan mo na siya, parang kumpara sa goodwill, parang madali din itong chapter 4 kasi nagtapos ko yung goodwill, kaya matatapos mo rin itong chapter 4 kasi parang although magkaano talaga sila, parang magkaparehas lang sila, pero mas madami lang ginagawa dito sa chapter 4. Pero padali lang naman siya kung tutuusan kasi sa ibang chapters dito sa accounting for business combination. So, ito yung may example na tayo dito. Yung ginamit ko dito example is galing lang sa book. Yan. Ayan, so ang ginamit ko lang dito na example is yung galing sa book. So, sa page 149, nandito yung illustration 1. So, ito yung given. Ayan, nasa screen naman natin yung given na. So, sasagutan natin siya, pero nasa libro din yung sagot. Pero i-explain ko na lang siya one by one para naintindihan nyo at naintindihan ko din. Ayan, so, ito na yung sinasabi kong step 1. Step 1, analysis of subsidiaries net asset. So, C, XYZ Incorporation. Yun kasi, sabi dito, analysis of subsidiaries net asset. Sino ba yung subsidiary? Diba si XYZ? Yung parent ay si ABC. So, ang gagawin natin dito is si XYZ. Lagi natin titignan yung definition ng step 1 para matanda natin kung ano yung mga ilalagay natin given. So, si XYZ Incorporation ng January 1, 20X1, December 31, 20X1, at saka yung net change nito. So, net asset at carrying amount. So, 74,000 daw. So, nasan yung 74,000 dito? Sa given. Ito, nakalagay yun sa given. Sabi dito, XYZ's net identifiable assets have a carrying amount of 74,000. So, ayan na siya. Ayun yung net asset at carrying amount ni XYZ ng January 1, 20X1. So, yung December 31 naman na 94,000 ni XYZ, so 94,000. In yung total equity niya ng December 31, 20X1. So, nandun siya sa given ng assets, yung sa statement of financial position, nandun siya. Tapos, yung FBA naman, or the fair value adjustment, sa nakuha yung 16,000 at saka yung 10,000. Para makuha yan, kailangan mo natin kunin yung inventory at equipment, fair value adjustment ng January 1, 20x1, useful life nito, depreciation, tsaka FBA, December 31, 20x1. So, ayan na, naka-indicate naman na ano yung total ng fair value adjustment ng January 1, 20x1 is 16,000 at yung fair value ng December 31, 20x1. So, 10,000 yun. So, pag-add natin siya, 74,000 plus 16,000 is 90,000 and 94,000 plus 10,000 is 104,000. So, ipag-minus natin yan para makuha natin yung net change. So, 104,000 minus 90 is 14,000. So, ganun lang ka-basic yung step 1. Kaya-kaya. So, proceed tayo sa step 2. Siyempre, step 2. Goodwill. Sino ba makakalimot ng goodwill na napakadali? Charot. Ito nga, step 2 naman is yung goodwill. Goodwill lang, kukunin lang yung consideration transferred, NCI, yun nga, yung NCI is yung 90k times yung 20% na 90k na XYZ's fair value at saka yung 20% na natira sa interest, sa acquired interest. So, 90k times 20% is 18,000. Is 18,000 at walang previously held equity interest in the acquired. So, ang total nun is 93,000. Fair value of identifiable asset acquired is 90,000. Yan nakalagay si step 1. Nasa step 1 natin siya matatagpuan. So, imaminus siya para makakuha yung goodwill ng January 1, 20x1. So, 3,000. Pero may nadagdag dito, less accumulated impairment loss. Nakalagay naman sa given if merong accumulated impairment loss. Pero pag wala, blanco lang yan. So, ang goodwill natin ng December 31, 20x1 is 3,000. So, proceed tayo sa step 3. Ang step 3 naman, madali lang. NCI in net asset. Bale, subsidiaries net asset at fair value, December 31, 20x1. Yun yung net asset at fair value na nasa step 1. At 104,000. Natandaan nyo, yung pinag-minus natin, 104,000 minus 90. Yun, 104,000. Yun sa December 31, 20x1. Tapos, multiply by the NCI percentage. Yung multiply natin dito, hindi yung in-acquire na 80%, kundi natira ng 20% na in-acquire na interest. So, mga NCI in net asset natin ng December 31, 20x1 is 20,800. So, ganun lang kadali yun. So, next naman natin is yung step 4. Ayan, Conso RE. Naalala ko nung nag-ugis kami sa school. Nahirap ako makuha to kasi hindi ko alam kung saan kukuha yung isang given dyan. Hindi ko alam kung saan kukuha. Pero nung naaral ko siya, madali lang pala. So, ganito lang siya. Yung step 4 is Conso RE, Consolidated Retained Earnings. So, ang kukunin dyan is parent retained earnings. Nakalagay naman dito. Ang parent, yun yung lagi nasa ABC ko. So, hanapin nyo dyan sa hanapin nyo sa given sa book or balikan nyo yung previous slide kanina. Yung retained earnings ng parent is 110,000. So, yun yung ilalagay mo ng December 31, 20x1. Ito naman, saan mo makukuha yung parent and shares in the net change in subsidiaries net asset? Noon hindi ko magets yan. Ha? Saan ka kinuha yan? Kanina yan. Ito pala yung net change na pinag-minus natin kanina na 104,000 minus 90,000. 14,000. Yun pala yun. 14,000. Ita-times mo siya dun. Kasi, di ba kanina, 20% yung tina-times natin, yung natira sa na-acquire. Ito naman, ita-times mo siya sa acquire 80% na interest. So, 80% siya. 14,000 times 80% is 11,200. So, yun yung sagot. So, ang conso RE natin ng December 31, 20x1 ay pag-add lang, 121,200. Yun, ganun lang kadali ang step 4. So, step 5 na tayo. Ayan. Medyo dito medyo nalilito-lito pa ako kasi ang dami. Oh my gosh. So, eto naman. Step 5 is the conso profit or loss. So, the profit of ABC and XYZ. So, sa mga makikita yun, yung profit of XYZ, ABC at XYZ. So, makikita yan sa statement of profit or loss, yung profit of the year. Bali, ipag-add lang yung profit ni ABC ko at saka ni XYZ ko. So, ang profit ni ABC ay 60K at ang profit ni XYZ ay 20K. So, it equals to 80,000. So, sorry. Ang depreciation naman ng FBA ay nasa step 1, 6K. Ano ba yun? Yun yung inventory equipment ng depreciation. Ang total niya is 6K. So, nasa step 1 lang din yun. Balikan nyo na lang. Yun yung, niya. Total, ima-minus naman siya dito. So, ang conso profit natin is 74,000. So, eto naman, ha. Yung profit is attributed to the owners of the parent and NCI as follows. So, sorry. Tapos, parents profit before the FBA. So, ano ka ba yun? Nakalagay dito, profit, parent. So, ang kukunin lang natin, na profit ay sa parent, which is sa ABC na 60,000. Anong NCI niya? Wala. Ang consolidated niya, since wala naman siyang NCI, so, ang total niya is 60,000. So, tapos next is, share in XYZ's profit before FBA. Profit before FBA ni XYZ. So, ano siya? 16,000. Nakalagay dito. Paano nakuha dito yung 16,000? So, ang profit ni XYZ, diba? 20,000. I-multiply mo siya ngayon sa 80% na interest na na-acquire. So, ang total niya is 16,000. So, yung NCI niya, ano yung NCI niya? Yung NCI niya is 4,000. Bakit naging 4,000? I-multiply mo yung 20,000 na profit ng XYZ sa natirang interest na na-acquire ng 20%. So, ang total niya is 4K. So, pag pinag-add mo sila is, consolidated nila is 20,000. So, ang depreciation naman ay ganun lang din. Yung 6,000 na depreciation, ita-times mo sa point, i-multiply mo sa 80%. So, ang kakalabasan is 4,800. At yung 6,000 multiply by 20% na na-acquire na interest, it's equal to 1,200. So, ang total nila is 6,000. Tapos, ipag-add, ipag-minus, ipag-add. So, ang total ng owners of parent is 71,200. Ang NCI ay 2,800. At ang consolidated ay 74,000. So, ang next na natin is yung conso statement of financial position. So, ganun lang, madali lang. Kukunin mo, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, kukunin mo lang lahat ng assets, ng liabilities and equity. So, ang total asset lang natin ay 480,000. Ang total liabilities natin ay 103,000. At ang total equity natin ay 377,000. So, ang total liabilities and equity natin is 480,000. Is balance siya sa total asset natin na 480,000. So, last na gagawin para sa conso FS, ito yung statement of profit or loss. So, sales. Ang sales is 420. Cost of goods sold, 241,000. Ililas siya. So, ang gross profit natin is 179,000. Depreciation expenses, 52,000. Distribution cost, 53,000. So, ang profit for the year natin ay 74,000. At ang profit attributable to owners of the parent, nasa step 5 yan, 71,200. At NCI, nasa step 5 din yan, 2,800. So, ang total natin is 74,000. So, balance din siya sa profit of the year. Balance siya, 74,000 and 74,000. Yan. So, okay. Nagets niyo ba? Madali lang, di ba? Mahirap lang yan kapag hindi mo alam yung sunod-sunod ng process ng steps. Pero pag master mo na siya, feeling ko kayang-kaya mo na yan. Super dali lang. Sana ganito na lang ang exam namin nung kamare. Charit. Ito naman, yung illustration to. Kinuha ko lang to sa problem. Ito naman yung illustration to. Kinuha ko lang to sa problem 3 na exercise. So, si Sun Corporation. Yan. Tsaka si Rainy Corporation. So, tignan nyo lang yung given. So, yan. Tignan nyo muna. Pagmasdan nyo. O kaya screenshot nyo. Para malaman nyo kung tama ba yung mga pinagsasabi ko dito. Ayan. So, next is ito na yung solution. Ayan. Sunny Group. Bali, ang gagawin lang natin ay state console ng console statement of financial position. Hindi na katulad yung kanina na super haba. Pero, depende yan sa question kung ano ba yung ano lang yung hinihingi. So, ito lang. Assets, nasa given yan. Cash, 130,000. Inventory, 480,000. Investment in subsidiary yan. Eliminated yan. Dahil, hindi siya kasali. Kasi, hindi siya belong dito sa FS. Charis. Basta, investment in subsidiary, lagi siyang eliminated. So, next is the land, 850,000. Goodwill is 120,000. So, total asset is 1,580,000. That's liabilities and equity, accounts payable to 80,000. Total to 80,000. Share capital ng parent lang, 1 million. Retained earnings ng parent lang, 180,000. At owners of the parent total, 1,180,000. So, the NCI is 120,000. Paano tawahin yung 120,000? Yan, meron computation tayo mamaya. Tapos, yung total equity is 1,300. So, ang total liabilities and equities is 1,580. Balance siya sa total asset na 1,580,000. So, ito yung breakdown ng goodwill. So, consolidation transferred, 300,000, NCI 300,000 times 40% is 120,000. Previously held equity interest, wala niyan. Total 420,000 at fair value of net identifiable asset, 150,000 plus 50,000, 300,000. Ma-minus lang yung 420 at 300,000. Ang goodwill natin is 120,000. So, yun lang. Thank you for listening. Sana may natutunan kayo kahit konti. At sana na-explain ko siya kahit based sa pagkakaintindi ko lang. So, thank you po for listening. And I am Renz Racine M. Reyes from BSA 601. Thank you.